What's going on, everybody? Dialerix TV back with another video, and today I would like to discuss with you all my keys and the blueprint to the Lakers defeating the Portland Trail Blazers in the first round matchup of the NBA playoffs, and why I think this game is more important and more crucial for the Lakers to win than the Lakers versus Clippers showdown. Now, I still have the Lakers winning it, and making it to the Western Conference Finals. I have them going all the way and winning the NBA Finals. I still stick by that prediction. I think the Lakers will win this series 4-1. I think the Lakers will win the first game. I was about to say at home. Well, it's not really a home game due to the virtual fans, which to me I think has played a major role. Well, not a major role, but played a part in the ratings declining because fans feed off of the energy of the fans that they see there in the crowd. So just imagine how the players probably feel and not being able to feed off that energy. I don't see it going past 5 games. Although, like I told one of my supervisors at work, I wouldn't be surprised if the Blazers did edge it out just based off of our lack of depth and perimeter defense. I think Avery Bradley was our second defensive weapon and, our anchor next to AD. And as I stated before, I think if we had added a perimeter defender at the deadline next to Avery Bradley, keeping him at the point, and then adding a wing defender, then having Anthony Davis and JaVale McGee in the paint, us defensively would have just been lethal. But the Blazers have been on a scorching run right now, and they have a lot of depth. But as Charles Barkley stated, they don't have elite defense. So I think we would have more trouble with a team like the Clippers in terms of defense out of all the teams, more than the Blazers. But with the Lakers and LeBron having the refs in his back pocket, I see the Lakers going all the way, because I personally think it's just designed perfectly and scripted that way for the Lakers and the Clippers to meet up in the Western Conference showdown. The NBA needs ratings. Like, the ratings are really declining right now. The entire Clippers team was in foul trouble, starting with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. It reminded me of when the Cavs played the Warriors in the NBA Finals, and when Steph Curry started to get small knick-knack calls. I was like, oh Lord, the fix is in. The fix is in. And that's when Steph Curry fouled out and threw his mouthpiece at a fan, like when Russell Westbrook threw that basketball and hit the ref in the back of the head in that OKC game. But that's why the NBA made sure they tied that regular season. I don't care what nobody say. They tied up the regular season matchup 2-2 to make it more interesting in the Western Conference Finals. But that's it. To me, that's the number one key to the Lakers, just, defeating the Blazers. Just show up in your uniform, and the referees are going to make sure they protect the marketing asset, LeBron James. The next key to victory is, fans are saying that playoff LeBron is a real thing. He will activate playoff mode. He was just coasting during the regular season, these last regular season games. So I'm banking on that. I don't want to hear no excuses. He has Anthony Davis, the refs, and according to Lakers fans, he was just coasting and resting the last couple of games in the bubble. So I expect to see LeBron James average at least 27 to 28 points per game in his playoffs. I expect Anthony Davis as well to average at least 28 to 30 points per game in his playoffs. And I think they're going to have to get Anthony Davis going early and get AD in the post and get him some mismatches in the post, to be able to shoot over these guys, get them in the post and get ready to go up and shoot, because more than likely they're going to have to call a foul for Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is a 90% free throw shooter. So him getting to the line also increases our chances of winning, because realistically, nobody can guard Anthony Davis. Nobody can guard Anthony Davis. And we have to be focused on physicality, defensive assignments. That's what's really going to be key in the victory over the Portland Trail Blazers, because their offense could get to going. But as far as Anthony Davis, he's a roller as well, and it forces other bigs to commit and allows him to get to the basket and get more shots and get to the free throw line. So I think that's really important. But like I said, it's already established through the league that teams will send a double team to Anthony Davis, and the first thing he does is panic and throw the ball away. So we're going to have to get more cuts to the basket. We need more flow. We're going to need more flow within the offense. We can't do a lot of one-on-one. So all in all, AD has to get to the free throw line and get going. Next key, this has to be Kyle Kuzma. This has to be Kyle Kuzma's coming out party. Kuz has to prove to me and all his doubters, because I still think the Lakers are in search for a third star like a Devin Booker or a Bradley Beal. Someone who is well established, can create for themselves, an elite level premier talent. I think Kuz could potentially be a Robert Horry, but if he wants to prove, but the Lakers don't really need a Robert Horry right now. The Lakers need a third star. Times have changed. Kyle Kuzma, I think he's going to have to average at least 19 to 20 points per game and show up on defense, be consistent every game, and when his number is called, he got to perform at the highest level possible. If I'm Kuz, I would ask to take on the challenge of guarding Damian Lillard or guarding CJ McCollum, because these guys can go off. You know, y'all say Kuz has that Mamba mentality. All eyes will be on Dame Lillard, and if he could possibly not shut him down, because you're never going to shut down a player at that elite talent, because you can never stop a great player from being great or scoring high, but at least force him to look human like LeBron in 2011 when he only averaged 11 points in the finals. But the Lakers are going to need a third star if they're going to win in this series, or just win the playoffs, period, win the Western Conference. Lastly, Dion Waiters has really gave us some really good production. Our bench has to step up and make shots. Defense is key. I don't care what nobody say in both units, whether that's the first unit, second unit. Diving for the ball. LeBron James has to step up and play defense, you know, force the ball out of Dame Lillard's hands. You know, he's going to have to close his space, you know, crowd his space, you know, not give him any room to create and force the rest of the team to defeat you. You know, if they could limit Dame Lillard to scoring 22 to 24 points and limit CJ McCollum to 20 points per game and keep Portland under 100 points, then I think the Lakers will really increase their chances of winning. Because if you go to Basketball Reference, this is what Golden State Warriors did to them last year without Kevin Durant. Also, a lot of teams are starting to realize LeBron James loves to play one-on-one or blacktop basketball. So if you play his game, 9 times out of 10 you're going to lose. But anyway, those are my Lakers keys to victory. You know, the Lakers must get out the first round, and this is why I say my opinion, you know, in my opinion, this is why this series and the first round is more important. Why I think this means more than any other game, any other round. And this is the reason why I say that, because from here until free agency, anything that goes on is a sales pitch to Anthony Davis. If the Lakers lose to the Portland Trail Blazers in the first round, which would be absolutely embarrassing considering they are the #1 seed and have 2 of the top 5 players in the NBA. If they lose in the first round, Anthony Davis is gone. It ain't no think. Anthony Davis is gone. Like I said, if the Lakers lose in the Western Conference or even the semifinals against the Rockets, it would be a better sell to Anthony Davis, you know, because it's like, hey, you know, we lost to a team, you know, we went out in a dogfight. Let's say Kyle Kuzma gets better and prove his worth in this, you know, during the playoffs, and he doesn't become a third star. But let's say we added, let's say we use him as trade bait. Let's add another elite two-way player, maybe a Bradley Beal or a Devin Booker, and make a trade and add a consistent scorer, you know, coming off the bench, more defense and free agency, and we add to what we already have. Then next year we could go to the finals again. You know, we could try to go to the finals. LeBron James is just about done. You know, he got 2 more years. But if the Lakers lose in the first round, I think the franchise will be set back for at least 5 to 6 years. Like I said, a Lakers versus Clippers battle is more meaningful because of how the basketball world viewed the Clippers and how great they are, and how they feel they have the talent advantage over the Lakers, and how they say Kawhi Leonard is LeBron James' kryptonite. So them beating the Clippers, you know, would defy the odds, and, you know, they defeat the Clippers and they'll prove that they're the better team. That would be more impressive. But a win versus the Blazers is more critical, because if you lose in the first round, you're going to lose Anthony Davis. You're going to tarnish your franchise name. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all get in that comment box, like, share, subscribe. I'm out.